my number one rule is don't ever disrespect your mother. I don't care
What
what
she
she
do.
do.
Exactly.
I'm just not ever going for that.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could tell
Can't
me.
justify that.
Take it and then come tell me. But don't flip back.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Don't
I was
never
gonna
let your
ask
mother-
too, like if the mother call on you and say, listen, your son acting out, your daughter acting out, you know, like he or she just ain't really showing me no respect. She just roll her eyes at me, meaning that, like, how do you respond to your kids? Like, even if you have or don't have a good relationship with the other parent, right? Like, do you enforce your child respecting the parent, or do you just lash out and be like, well, you ain't got listen to what he or she
That's
say
dangerous.
because X, Y, because it'll happen. And I've heard of it happening, right? Like a single dad would be like, well, you know, she crazy. You ain't got to listen to nothing she say. Or, you know, he crazy. You ain't got to listen to nothing he say. But how do you respond to your kids respecting the rules of the household when you're not there?
Accountability is everything. Holding these kids accountable for their actions.
Just need a big bag, I'ma get it so fast, I'm so fast. And when I get that money, I'ma make that last. Caribbean currency, we make that money last. We make it last. I just need a big bag, I'ma get it fast, get it fast, get it fast. I just need a big bag. I just need a big bag.
Welcome to another episode of the Caribbean Currency Podcast, where Caribbean culture meets financial literacy. I'm your co-host Kyle, and I have my co-host Redman. And we just and Sony and the ones and twos. Don't forget Sony.
Don't forget Sony.
Always forgetting me back here.
No, we don't forget you. Large up yourself, Sony.
Large up yourself.
You know, we might forget because she ain't sitting here, she over in the corner.
No
One of these days, we're
blessings,
going to
it's
get her
okay.
right here next to us.
Right. But
Yeah,
if
I'll
she
get
had-
used to the
if she-
camera.
If she had, then who there?
We're going to get somebody specifically
Oh, okay,
for that,
alright.
okay? Because Sony right now is a woman of many hats. She's doing
Facts.
everything. She's our editor. She's our manager. She's our producer.
Right.
So shout out Sony, man. Sony killing it in
Big
black
up, blessings.
woman, black girl fashion.
Glad to be here.
Redman, what going on?
Everything's safe, man. Just attack some topics. We got some topics from some fans on Facebook, and one of the more prominent one is fatherhood.
Fatherhood.
Being both of us as fathers is only fitting for us to give our perspective,
Facts.
the goods, the bads, the faults, the victories. You know, all the stuff that come with it. You know, because nobody ain't really perfect like that.
Exactly. And there ain't really one way to father. You know what I mean?
No, it's not one way to do it at all.
Exactly. And it's like, we think we get so caught up in looking at a lot of different examples. And I've heard people say before, like, hey, my father did like this, so this is how I going to do it, and da-da-da-da-da. But really and truly, fatherhood really lies with how you deal with your youth, how you
Right.
showing them the love that you want them to have. You know, there's a post that goes around that I've seen before. It says, it's two brothers, right?
Right.
There's twins. And the father was alcoholic.
Right.
One grew up to be a Fortune 500 manager. He run a company.
Right.
And the other one is an alcoholic. So
Right.
they asked the alcoholic, listen, how you end up being an alcoholic? He said, because my father was an alcoholic.
Right.
And then they asked the Fortune 500 company guy, hey, how you end up being an alcoholic? He said, how you end up being a Fortune 500 company manager? And he
Right.
said, because my father was an alcoholic.
Right.
So everything is perspective.
Right.
You know what I
One
mean?
didn't want to be one.
One felt like this is all I could be because
Right.
this is all I saw. And the
Right.
other one felt like I definitely don't want to be that. So I gonna go this way and I gonna come up different and be different from what my father was.
Right. And that's from a kid perspective, because I could see that too. You know what I mean? I kind of like indulge in some of the same things my father indulged in that wasn't really healthy. You know what I mean? But for me, like, fatherhood, even parenting overall, is about what you want to leave behind. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes people might parent a little too selfish within the moment, within the single generation, you know what I mean? They ain't like preparing their children for like after your death and like how you want your legacy to move forward. And my mother was that person and my father wasn't that person. My father was just like in the moment, you know what I mean? And then my mother was more like, strict and like, you gotta prepare and think about tomorrow and stuff like that. But both were beneficial one force was stronger than the other,
Yeah.
obviously, for some obvious reasons, but one force was lasting than the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you say an important word that you said, selfish, because sometimes as parents we could become selfish in the way, in the things that we aspire to get, right? If we only thinking about the moment and this life and what's in front of us right now, because really and truly in the future we ain't gonna be here to enjoy a lot of the things that we implementing from today, right? It's just our kids going to inherit that stuff,
Right.
or have, the opportunity to bask in that greatness that we leave behind. So if we're not thinking that far ahead and we just thinking about our time here on earth, that's kind of selfish as a parent, because at some point in time you're gonna go, and then what you leaving your kids to what kind of upper hand you leaving your children them? They're gonna just be here trying to scrape and figure it out and live the same life you live.
Well, some people want to have children and then still want to have like a personal life. And it kind of confusing to me sometimes. I understand it, like you want to like enjoy yourself, yes, but not at the
It's not at
expense
the detriment of your kids.
of your kids.
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like to me, when you were in school, it was about school. When you was a young adult, it was about being a young adult. And then when you get children, it should be about children. And when I say about children, I mean like me and Khadija, right? Khadija have the children, right? So how we are dealing with the children and like what she going to impress upon the children and her focus is in the moment. Like she get it children right now. I don't live with the children, so my mentality going to always be like, what it is, I don't have them, but I gotta be like, I fighting to build towards something to leave for them.
Yeah.
So she might have like a immediate right now impact, and then I shooting for like a post children adult impact. Like,
Yeah.
look, you have this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's good that you brought that up too, because being like moms that dealing with the youth them every day,
Right.
and don't have the physical support.
Right.
Because we could be there mentally, we could be there financially, but sometimes it's hard for them when we in there physically.
Oh man, super hard.
So it's like times when I would have my youth them for the summer,
Right.
and I gotta wake them up,
Right.
and get them ready and do all of that stuff. And I realized my older son, the man, waking he up in itself is a job. So I'd be like, yo, your mother gotta deal with this every day. I'd be ready to like drag him out of bed. So it's like, and then I had a conversation with him, because it's easy
Like
for
waking
us.
him up to go do, like he has something to go do.
Just to, like if we go in airport, we gotta leave the house, like get up and start to get ready. That type of vibe, you check?
Yeah.
So like it could be easy for us being that we're not there physically, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say absent, we're not. But we're not there physically. It could be easy for us to become the cool parent, right?
Right.
And we the cool and we the fun parent. Because
Right.
when daddy come around, we are around for a short time. And we're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to do dope stuff because dad ain't physically there. So when you come, it's all about are you, and we're going to have a good time. But what happen is, no, when they go back to moms now, and mom saying, pick this up off the ground. You leave this here. Clean this. Da-da-da-da-da. They could start to be like, damn, ma just nagging. But at the same time, now it's up to us now to really make sure we have enough time with them so we could start to see some of those bad habits. So we could be that corrective parent as well, and not just the fun parent.
Yeah,
That's right.
so, and that's interesting because, but see, the thing is like this, man. To me, if you're like an involved parent, like I already know everything you just said is true, right? So I already know. Like when I'm around them grumbling about the mother, I'd be like, you only grumbling about your mother because
you ain't
with
living
her every
exactly,
day.
exactly.
I promise you, if you with me every day,
You'll be
you gonna
grumbling
get
about something
annoyed at
else.
me,
Yeah, exactly.
Telling you, like, pick this up, pick this up, pick this up, pick this up.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's going to feel like I is the better parent.
Yeah.
But it's no such thing as the better parent.
Yeah.
It takes two people to create a parental atmosphere for you to thrive.
Yeah.
So what your mother dealing with you right now is called discipline. Which you lack.
Yeah.
So like all the things you want to do and you feel like, well, she don't let me hang out with my friends. She don't let me do this. I don't get to go outside. It's because home in the house, she gotta tell you, pick this up, put this here, do this here, the room dirty. So she don't get no confidence in your maturity to do anything. Then you're gonna come to me. But the thing is with me is you can't come to me and cry about your mother. Like, I mean, you could like vent, you know what I mean? But your mother rules is your mother rules. Like, I ain't going against your mother.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the rules.
Yes.
And then my job as a father is to help you understand where your mother coming from.
Yes.
And why. And stop taking her aggression. No, that don't mean like she can't be better at how she deal with them.
Yes.
But that my job is not to tell you how to deal with them.
Yeah.
My job as a parent that ain't in the house is to help you understand how to navigate her.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like she just on top of you all the time. And it's so crazy. Like, I gotta tell this story all the time. One time, it's so crazy. She was screwing up in school, and her mother take her phone. And I didn't like that her mother take her phone, because the phone is how you get in contact with the youth. The phone is how I see on the app exactly where you is if you're looking for her. So, but you know, Amira careless. You know what I mean? So she either lose her phone or her phone gets stolen. So one time her mother called me panicking, you know what I mean? Like panicking, like I can't find Amira, like, so I could hear that panic. But Amira can't hear that panic, right? She can't hear the fear. Like, my mother loved me and she was worried about me. Only thing she could hear is that when she finally get found, is her mother being upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Your Jack says like, oh God, mama being dramatic and it's this and it's that. And I'm like, yo, bro, like I telling you right, you know, it's nobody in the world love you more than your mother. I hear the panic in her voice. You need to understand that her yelling at you is a good song.
Yeah, exactly.
You were found.
Exactly. That's relief.
Imagine never having to hear her yell at you again. Like, you disappear off the... Like, you get kidnapped someplace. You know what I mean? So, like, my job is to help... And I get girls, you get boys. You know what I mean? So, it's going to be a little different. You check. But my job is to help her understand where her mother energy is coming from. And if you don't check all the boxes, you really don't have any grunts to complain. Or if you like you on top of your game, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and your mother still on you, then I might stick up for you. Then I might be like, yo, like, what really going on? How come you on top of like that? She doing what she's supposed to do. But when I look around, I be on FaceTime with you, I gotta be asking like, why your room so dirty? Your mother going to cuss you, and then here comes Khadija. Why the room so dirty?
Exactly.
And then they upset, and I like, see, I just tell you nothing. I just like, I only telling you because like I was doing the same exact thing, bro. I just really want to help you not have to deal with it as much. You know what I mean? But I don't never want you to be thinking like your mother ain't for you. That's crazy.
And that we're not having them conversations with them kids will start to grow up and feel like mommy don't like me, and mommy don't this, and mommy don't that. And then that's where that infighting, when they become teenagers now, that's how that develops and it brews. You check? So as fathers, we have to really implement how important it is to support your mom. And we have to explain to them why your mom saying what she's saying. Why she feel this way. So when a child come venting and say, mommy say I can't this and mommy say I can't that, why she say that? Because I didn't. Did she tell you to do what she Yes. So why didn't you? Well, I was going to do it, but did you do it? No. So she told you to do something, you didn't do it, and now this is the consequences that you're not doing it, right? So that feeling, I don't tell my son this, that feeling you had when she take that thing away from you, remember that feeling.
No, they like it.
Next time she tell you to do something, flash back to that feeling that you had and get up and do it.
I tell her all the time, bro, you like to get cussed. I think you like it. Because you keep doing the same thing to get cussed. You know what I mean? So it's like, but that's just part of the process. Like, I calm down on them a lot more. Like, I don't really I used to be frustrated with them early on, but then I start to give them a little space to like be accountable for your mistakes. Like, I ain't gonna be assisting you all the time. You get licks, man. Like, you gotta be accountable for like what you get going on. And then Amira get this thing like, Amira, why is that 67? I do my homework. I like, you ain't do your homework if you ain't turn it in. Part of doing the homework is doing it and turning it in. Doing it and leaving it in your bag, it ain't done. No one knows. What do you know it done?
Exactly.
So you can like say whatever you want. So, but if if you do it and turn it in, that's when it's complete. The completion is when you turn it in to the teacher. You know what I mean? So you try to like, especially like, I mean, and it's probably different for dads that live in a home.
Yeah.
And Sony could probably like speak to that stuff. But like for me that ain't living at home, like I gotta try car every day, talk every day, just to try to, I mean, doing it just for them.
Yeah.
And I am in a sense because there's goals and I want to make sure I maintain a proper relationship with them so that whenever things come about, that I know that I have the answers to. Because your mother don't have the answers when it comes to man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clearly. She pick your father.
Clearly.
She pick a whole bunch of other dudes.
You said she picked your father?
Yeah, it ain't work out.
So she was.
So clearly
she wasn't wise. She wasn't going to pick it.
She ain't good.
Because she picked you.
She picked me and some other dudes. So and they ain't work out and me ain't work out. So she don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. So I try to keep that close relationship with them.
Yeah.
Where I'm glad I ain't an enforcer.
Yeah.
Because I need her to be comfortable coming to me about certain things.
Remember what you were gonna say before. I don't want to cut you off. But I had a conversation with my son about that because I was home, right? And when I go by them, by where their mom is, and they're comfortable in that environment. Right. So that's where they're comfortable leaving the dishes in the sink and leaving the clothes on the floor. So the mother like, pick this up. Who did this? Who did this? Who did this? And I like looking around and nobody moving. And I start going off. And like, my son, I don't act like this when I come by me. What I'm dealing with? So now, within them couple of days, that's all I doing, screaming. Right. I pull up my oldest son and I said, look, the man, I don't want to be that father that every time, you don't see me already. I don't come around as much as your mom. Right. But when you see me, I don't want to just be on top of you saying, do this. Like, help me be that cool parent, bro. Like, help me help you. Don't do what the heck you supposed to do. You check?
You know, like, well, for me, man, I treated this 14 and 13 now, like, I ain't talking more than twice.
Yeah.
I don't tell Amir already, like, bro, me and you already, we come up together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know exactly what, first of all, my number one rule is don't ever disrespect your mother. I don't care what she do.
Exactly.
I'm just not ever going for that. Yeah. There's nothing you could tell me.
You can't justify that.
Take it and then come tell me. But don't flip back.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask too, like if the mother call you and say, listen, your son acting out, your daughter acting out, you know, like he or she just ain't really showing me no respect. She just roll her eyes at me, meaning that, like, how do you respond to your kids? Like, even if you have or don't have a good relationship with the other parent, right? Like, do you enforce your child respecting the parent, or do you just lash out and be like, well, you ain't got listen to what he or she say because X, Y, because it'll happen. And I've heard of it happening, right? Like a single dad would be like, well, you know, she crazy. You ain't got to listen to nothing she say. No. You know, he crazy. You ain't got to listen to nothing he say. But how do you respond to your kids respecting the rules of the household when you're not there?
Accountability is everything. Holding these kids accountable for the actions. So if me and my kid's mom ain't vibes in, and we ain't getting along, but the kid's mom called me and said, listen, your son just tell me XYZ and he do XYZ. I don't care about the relationship I have with my kid's mom at that point as far as we're not getting along. My son do what? To his mother, the person that dealing with you every day, the person that allowing me to live the life I live because I don't have these youths in front of me where I gotta deal with them every day. So you gonna be disrespectful to your mom? We gonna have a conversation. And I ain't about to just be like, yo, I gonna ask. I gonna get all the facts. That's what I do. I gonna get all the facts. So hey, tell me what happened. She tell you what? And then what you tell her? And then you say what? Oh, okay. So what your mother saying is true. I do not justify that at all. No matter what type of relationship. Again, if your mother tell you something, unless your life is in danger, bro, like, you cannot disrespect your mom. You cannot.
I tell Amira then, like, I don't care how bad of a mother your mother is to you. I just want you to understand that there's a 50-50 chance that when she give birth to you, she going to either make it or don't make it. So she had a choice to abort you or go through this thing, risk her life. What I need you to do is move how I need you to move.
Yeah.
In the face of anything.
Yeah.
Move with respect.
Fact.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be your mother. Just because I can't defend you if you wrong.
Wrong.
I can't
Fact.
stick up for you if you wrong. I mean, I can, but you gonna have me on here looking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just like that's number one rule for me. Don't
No, I
disrespect your
think
mother.
women do that, do the same thing that you guys just said.
So
You do to make your kids respect their mom. Do you feel like women make their kids respect you
What's
as a dad,
dangerous
especially if
is-
you're not present in their
I was
life
just
like
gonna say
every
that.
day?
So I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My philosophy is always like when my children them come around me, when I talk to them, I spending time setting how I need you to move. And I don't know, like as a man, I don't know from infancy days, my voice have more effect on them than their mother voice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So they don't
Ain't much she could say about that.
they don't even really want to cross me. You know what I mean? So it's easier for me to deal with them. They're going to challenge their mother. She's a woman. You know what I mean? Just how the society set up. Naturally, they're just going to think their mother inferior.
Yeah.
What I try to get them to understand is that your mother not inferior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She just have a different skill set than me. But my voice deeper, it a boom. It gonna make you quick.
Yeah.
That's what anybody. If you go, if two grown men go into a room and they get some big giant talking, you're gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's just naturally
Natural,
how
that's
it is.
nature,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I don't really think about what she'd be saying, or I just feel like your interactions and actions with them, your children them going to grow old enough to notice either your mother full of shit or she for real.
Yeah.
You
But
know
then
what I mean?
the key part about your situation is you have that access to your kids.
Yeah, that's true.
You check? So
Some
you have a
people
lot
don't.
of fathers that don't have that access. That when the relationship don't work, you know, the mom and the father can't get along, and then is a bunch of fighting. And the one common denominator that we have, even though this thing ain't work out, is this youth. So when I want to come to pick up the youth for he bought it or whatever, that's a random day, and you say nah because he going such and such with whoever else is not his father, and then every day this man living in the house and he listening to you talk to your girlfriends or your mom or whoever else about what type of ain't shit father I is. Now I have to do so much. I only have a little bit of time with him to undo all them things and like show him that all that shit that you were talking about were crazy. Granted, what you said was right. At the end, when the man grown enough, he gonna realize mommy was either full of shit or mommy was.
It don't even have to be super grown. When I was living with one of my exes, I was living with her for like a while, like 6 years when my youth them was small. I used to tell her all the time, like whatever they coming over saying them what I say, like don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Just move how you
gotta
move.
Yeah.
They're going to see.
Yeah.
Children ain't dumb.
Dumb. Facts.
And that's
Facts.
one thing, children is
It's crazy that you said that.
they suck it.
You're right.
Pause. They're observing.
Past culture real out there, my son.
They're observing. You know what I mean? Like the wall in front of them. So it's like just
You're
move
right.
righteous.
You're absolutely
Once
right.
you move righteous, they're going to know to themselves. I never, like if my mother them come and tell me, yeah, mommy say such and such about this person, I mean responding to them.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
And you know,
Whatever she said.
You know what's
but
crazy?
I just know the actions
Yeah.
of this girl, like, wait, going to show you that she different. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy? My pops, my father them had me. My father had me young, at like 21 years old, 20 years old, or some shit like that. Right? So you here trying to figure it out. So when my mother and my grandmother talking, and they're like, he saw this and he saw that, he saw immature, and I used to get defensive.
Right.
And my father wasn't even like as present as he should have been. I used to be like, my son, I was talking about my father, but and my father wasn't right. You know, my father was, most of the time my mother was complaining, he could have been doing a lot better. So you're absolutely right. Imagine if somebody showing their child all the positive things they need to be seen, the righteousness and the fatherly vibes. It don't matter what the mom sitting down saying. You track?
But I get a philosophy, not even for parenting.
For everything.
I tell everybody I know, if you hear somebody or they talking crazy about me, bro, don't stick up your chest to defend me.
Yeah.
Just lead them people talk.
Yeah, lead them talk.
You know different,
Yeah.
then know different.
Yeah.
Don't never get in the mix.
Yeah.
Let them people feel
Talk,
however
yeah.
they feel.
Yeah.
Tell my children them the same thing. You hear anybody, your mother talking about me, Bro, I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
What you experiencing
Yeah,
with
exactly.
me is what you need to be
Exactly,
telling people.
exactly.
Whenever your opportunity comes
Exactly.
to tell people whatever you need to tell people.
Exactly.
But me never getting in. I like what you were like when. You know what I mean? What you were a child, so you did what you did. You know what I mean? But I just ain't never doing that. They like mean, like anybody telling me something about my father is like, yo, he's a red man, great to me.
Exactly.
I don't know if he bad to you, well, then, you know,
yeah.
that's between you and red man. But
Yeah.
between me and red man, great to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if somebody, if she already saying, oh yeah, my children and father is a bad father, that's cool. That's her experience with me. Maybe she expect more. Maybe she wanted me to be that. She could say how she feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, the only thing that matter to me is how my youth them feel.
Yeah.
I either have them conversation with my youth them all the time.
So let me ask you this. So for a father that don't have that type of access, that don't, the child ain't got a cell phone or whatever, the only way that father could talk to that child is through the mother, right?
Right.
And the mother saying all those things or whatever the case may be. And that father don't have that access to the kid to show them different. How do we fix that? How do we tackle that?
So like you can't fix that. You gotta wait until you have your child get a cell phone, and then you got, because let me tell you something, bro. You see the situation we in, you got to take full accountability for
Facts.
that. You know, bro.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Big
So the fact that we ain't live with our children and we ain't keep that family unit, we just gotta take responsibility for that. And being a father ain't when a baby born. When you know you want children from you 19, 20, 21, 22, how you conduct yourself and how you move yourself, done already. Cause how I was moving when before I had children is affecting my children them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The lifestyle I had, how I was moving, not being financially aware, just not being disciplined. All of that is my response affecting my children now. So that even when I get in a relationship, me prepared to be in a relationship. We just got a girlfriend like everybody else got a girlfriend. She get pregnant. Then bow, you're a father. You know what I mean? But before that you come, everything you had to do before that manifests itself after that you come. It don't matter. You might change a bit because you know you get some responsibilities. You might be a little bit more accountable, but you still get these bad habits. You still try and undo bad habits. Try and teach your children. I don't be telling my children about cleaning up. They'd be around the house with me. So what leg I get to stand and to be telling them how to clean up? They're going to be looking at me like, but daddy, you didn't wash the dishes last night. Like, why you telling me wash the dishes? I never wanted to be that person. Ain't washing the dishes, but telling you gotta wash the dishes. Don't, why you leave the dishes in the sink last night when I know I didn't leave the dishes. I just ain't never wanted to be that hypocrite. You know what I mean? So I then had to tell myself like, okay, so whatever struggle I gotta go through with them to teach them or undo what everybody say about me, then I just have to endure that. If I wanted it to be different, then I'd make the effort and do the right things to make sure that I stayed in that, keep unit. That family unit together. But I had to bear some responsibility for not keeping that family unit together. And whatever tribulations I'm going through with that, that's just something I just have to watch. So to your point, big man, when you get a phone and you call you and you upset, just do your vent. And you don't have to say nothing bad about them. Look, listen, we ain't get to connect how I wanted it to. It's some reasons for that. I don't want to speak ill on your mother. Just give me the opportunity to show you who I is now. That's all I ask you for. And then as you get older, then maybe I might explain to you certain things. Because I ain't never try to make your mother... Listen, bro. I never try and make your mother look bad. That I don't care how upset I might be with your mother. That's between me and your mother. I ain't never try and give you a negative vibe in your mind about your mother at no point in time. I just ain't never try and do it. You know what I mean? She got to give you that herself. I can't give it to you. You know what I mean?
So like, it's wild because in that same situation where a father, what I end up happening is these kids would grow up, the father would say, well, I tried for the first 5 years and it drove me crazy and the mother wasn't in that with me, so I give up and I just fall back. And then that child becomes 6, 7, 8, 9, father ain't around. So then now when that child finally get his cell phone, he might not want to hear from his father because he feel like his father give up on him.
Listen, You get woman who that leave a relationship because a man cheat and tell you they leaving because of their sanity to deal with their child. So me, mother, no man who telling me I don't want to deal with that because I need to keep my sanity. That's a double standard.
Yeah.
You could leave and break up the home for whatever reason because you want to protect your sanity.
Yeah.
But no, you point him through a whole bunch of shit and he try and preserve his sanity.
Yeah.
So he can make it through life. You have a vibe with him now.
I see what you're saying.
So only you could do this, but he can't do it. I don't want none of them to do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say one,
Yeah.
you gotta say two. I don't recommend any dude giving up on that shit.
Child, yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, that's what it is.
But
You're
don't
giving
run
up on
yourself into the ground
Wrong,
either,
yeah.
because you go become a whole different person. And by the time it's time for you to connect with a man, human beings are human beings, man.
Yeah,
People harbor resentment,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come around your father, he went through all this, said with your mother, you take up all this thing in your head about your father. No, he try to connect with you, you get this attitude with him.
Yeah.
Some that man probably raised by a single mother and
Yeah.
he emotional
Yeah,
like his mother.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so much trickle down effect and to go on. But I will always advise father the man like just look, dealing with my children from afar and even being outside the household crippled my entire 20s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But dad, the relationship, because I stick through all of that, the relationship I have with my two daughters right now, my boy, I won't trade that day for the world.
For the world.
I won't trade that day for a house, riches, financial stability, none of it.
Nothing, yeah.
Me and my daughter, them good. My daughter picking up the phone and my daughter telling me like, yo, I just meet a boy, my boy. Like, why you think what they say mean? Like, that it make me feel like all of that trouble I went through.
True, yeah.
Worth it. I definitely don't want you to be like a lot of girls out here.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be. Our daughters, our sons supposed to be able to comfortably come to us and share their experiences and don't have to worry about us cussing them out.
them
Like,
out
the
and
man,
going
what's
off
wrong
and
with you? Like, how
yeah.
come you do that? You know, like, we have to learn conflict resolution, right? Within our own circles, like our adulthood, our growth, so that we could teach our kids proper conflict resolution. And for me, it starts with, because having kids, we grow ourselves, right? Like, kids teach us everything. They teach us about ourselves. They make us cook. So we have to learn how to cook. They make us clean. So we have to learn how to clean, right? But is really teaching them how to resolve conflict amongst themselves and not see that because they did something wrong, we presenting that conflict on them. So now that's how they're going to grow up learning how to deal with conflict.
Go ahead, man.
It's so wild because like Amira soccer mat, you know. And I soccer mat too.
I have soccer mat.
But here the thing now. So this is why she soccer mat. Because when I was teaching her mat, I used to be so frustrated with her. So she that associated mat with aggression. So she running from mat. Like, that's just embedded in her. That's my fault. At times she come to me and then Amira had to be like, hey. She was like, man, daddy, I don't like when you yell, bro. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn. She was like, yeah, like it just don't, that don't make me respond to you. Like,
she shut
you
down.
know, like she had a shut down. Like I don't like that because she is like red man. My father, he don't like conflict at all.
Yeah.
I like my mother. I ready for like whatever. I abrasive. You know what I mean? But that's how Amaya is. She ready for whatever. You know what I mean? So a lot of stuff going to roll off her back.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about parenting. Your children
It ain't
not
gonna
the
be the
same.
same.
They're man different, so you can't like have
One way.
to deal with all. You know what I mean? You got to identify the strengths and the weaknesses in the youth. So she's who made me start to like deal with her a different way. And like, you know what? All right, cool. We're going to get you this set together. My bad. Whenever you see me get out of hand, just let me know. And I apologize to my youth.
Yes, that's
my
very
mother
important.
Never apologize to what?
Apologize
You
to who?
crazy.
Apologize
My mother be
to
dead
John.
wrong. Yeah.
What's his last name?
Yeah. My mother be dead wrong. She ain't telling me sorry. I needed a sorry from my mother.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, but another thing that helped me become a better parent too is resolving issues with my mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like issues I have with my mother, I have to like go to my mother one time and like just show her like, yo, these is it. Me telling you, you's a bad parent.
Yeah.
I just telling you, yo, these is the things that affect me. I love you. The things that I feel like you do wrong, I forgive you. You do the best you could do.
Yeah.
But even in the best you could do, you give me the tools to deal with my children. Because I either going to do what you da do, because I da do a lot of things my mother da do, or I going to do a lot of things I didn't like she used to do. I don't do them things. You know what I mean? So I can't compare the way I da parent and say that I is a better parent than my mother because my mother give me the foundation to be the parent I am now.
Yeah.
Her mother gave her teach she what she know, she teach me what, you know what I mean? So of course, in time, I mean, we're going to be better parents than me, if you really think about it.
And that's how it should be.
And that's how it should be, you know what I mean? And try break some generational courses, you know what I mean? So like, it's just, I just take a more open door approach. I never tell my children I'm in charge. They know I'm in charge. Can't eat without me. They ain't have no roof over their head without me. I don't never gotta be like, I is the man of the house. Like you already know what time it is. You know what I mean? Just do what you're supposed to do as consistently as you possibly can. My mother have felt like school was super important. It's not that I don't feel like it's super important. I just tell my children school is about discipline.
Yes.
Being where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, and doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it. Prime example, Amira. Another thing I open with them. I lack in certain areas, especially discipline, because I didn't see school the way I was supposed to see school. I saw school for grades, and then I had already know everything. Like it wasn't, school was easy to me, so I didn't care about school. So, and that I didn't allow myself to embrace the discipline of the school structure. So now I telling you, it's not that school ain't important, and I don't want you to make good grades. I just want you to do what if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're making Fs, then I know you're a disciplined child and I could work on something else.
Yes.
But if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do and you're making F, I don't even know if you're dumb or not. Because you just ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So at least do what you're supposed to do. And then what the results come from that, then we could bail on that. That's just the kind of like open relationship I try to have with them. Another example, Amira get mad at me, she run upstairs. The person who are by my house were like, wow, you just gonna need your daughter to storm off for that. I think just, she upset. Like leave her, do what she doing. When she regroup, I'm gonna be like, yo, like Sony said, conflict resolution, look, this is how you handle this.
Don't storm off from me.
You know what I mean?
Bring your little behind right back here. Don't stand off from me.
We know that.
Come right back here and stand up in attention mode and listen to what it is I telling you.
So me want to cover off. I want to let her know, like, bro, that ain't how you express yourself when you upset at something. You have a voice. Talk. I don't ask you. You're going to respond. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you wrong. If you feel like it's a different way, tell me the different way. You done already know what I said trump out anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I got to show you how to like deal with your emotions. Storming off ain't the way to do it. But I ain't about to go embarrass you.
Exactly.
I ain't going to do that because then I ain't want to push you away from my teachings. Because you're going to start to tune me out. I don't want you to tune me out. I want you to absorb what I'm telling you and process what I'm telling you and put it into effect as best as you can. She almost got in a fight. Her friend them were telling her to get in a fight. Some girl were watching her too hard. She was like, no, you got exams coming up. Why you getting in a fight for?
That's dumb.
Right.
That's
so now
smart.
you know how to respond. You gotta respond emotionally. Because that girl were watching you and your friend them were egging you on. You went to where they punch her. No, you're not a set of trouble, but you decide to think about everything you get going on and say, this ain't worth it.
Exactly.
I don't expect them man to be perfect all the time, though.
And you touch a lot. You touch a whole lot, which is dope, right? And another aspect of conflict resolution, we think it starts when them children old enough and they gain in a fight and it starts in the home. Right? You gotta teach them how to deal with the things that they feel are conflicts. So for instance, when we in the Caribbean, when we raising our kids, what we say, if somebody hits you, hit them back. That's universal language in a Caribbean household for dealing with conflict resolution. If somebody hits you, hit them back. So as a child, you hearing that all your life, right? And then you grow up into adult and you still have that same mindset. If somebody hit me, hit them back. There's no disclaimers in that statement. There's no gray area in that statement. It's just if somebody hits you, hit them back. So if I out and I partying and I doing whatever and this man bump into me too hard, right? And me like how he bump into me and he say sorry, in my head I have every right to hit him back because he hit me. No, disregard. He have a whole entourage of people here. Disregard, police right there. disregard everything else that I possibly have to lose by hitting this man back, because it was embedded in me from such a young age. If somebody hit you, hit them back. So, big man, you bump into me, this one get on my face, fight gun. He pull a strap, I pick up 2 shots in my chest. One option of how that scenario could go. Or fight gun, there's a struggle, I take out my gun, hit he 2 shots in his chest. He dead, I go in jail. Because if somebody hit you, hit them back. We have to, especially for the future generation of kids, teach them a better way to deal with conflict. We have so much partners and brothers, cousins, friends in jail now because somebody hit them or somebody say something or somebody do something in a way. And home, if you get caught, it's because you do it in a way where everybody see and everybody knows you.
Right.
Because unfortunately, our police force home ain't that great with friggin' solving crimes without witnesses, right? And that's not a knock. I'm just saying.
Nowhere is great with solving crimes without witnesses.
Exactly. So you were so impulsive in that moment that you made such an impulsive decision and you disregarded everything. The people are seeing you, the cameras that's around, because you weren't thinking. And you made an impulsive decision and now you're sitting down in jail, sitting down for the rest of your life, watching us on the outside. Was that really, really worth it?
And and it's crazy. So, that's a good perspective from a boy dad.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a movie last night with John Leguizamo. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, you say it right.
And it's a chess movie. Mm-hmm. So, a student was walking with the chessboard. He wasn't looking. A girl was walking. She wasn't looking. They bump into each other. His stuff fall. Her stuff fall. She started to carry on, pushing back with the dude. Some other dudes roll up. See what really going on. She went on, this dude, F. Pana just pull out the gun and shoot the dude.
Damn.
So as a boy, this is what I would tell Amira them. Like, you have so much power as a woman. Naturally, people are going to come to your defense. You need to be measured in your movements and your actions. Your job is to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do. Get out of there. And Sony, I just started to implement something that Sony tell me when it comes to people hitting you, cheering them or harassing you, cheering them, because I'm not going to let Sony tell the car, it was Jazz, right? Jazz went through it. She get like a 3 strike rule. And when she tell me to her, like, yo, that's another thing. When a parent do something that I like, wow, that was dope, I teeth it, I implementing that immediately. Like, this is how we moving now. Forget what I said before. This way here better. I don't have any problem doing that. Some parents don't want to know the better way. They just want it to be their
That's
way.
the ego. You always want better
So only
way.
give them that 3 strike rule, no? It involves some rocks.
My 3 strike rule, you want me to tell everybody. But, I mean, pretty much I would tell my kids, if somebody hit you, put their hands on you. First of all, I just tell them, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me, right? If somebody says something to you, just be like, ain't nothing. Just, dust it out. But if they hit you, be like, why you hit me? Okay, you playing around, man. Go tell somebody. Go tell a teacher. Go tell a principal. Tell a grown-up. Even if you don't feel comfortable telling me, tell somebody. They come and they hit you a second time, be like, oh, you hit me a second time? You report it again a second time. You could report it to the same person. You could report it to a different person. You could tell me, you could tell your father. But if they come at you again a third time, listen. That third time, you have every right to find the biggest rock stone you could find and crack the skull open. And please make sure, you do damage and you make it what me, come into the school, and then you pick up on your fast little legs and you run as fast as you can to make sure you don't catch no clout. Because at that point is harassment. You've already reported the fact that, you're being bullied, that somebody putting their hands on you. So by the third time, you have every right to defend yourself. And what they going to tell me?
Exactly.
They going to suspend you? Nah, they ain't going to suspend you because then mommy going to come in like a bully and mommy going to be like, what you suspending them for? They reported it and clearly you ain't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? And they've been in those situations, like Jasmine been in a situation where she was bullied in her classroom. You know what I mean? Some incidents happened. I had to go up to the school. But I was proud of her because she reported it. And the 3 boys who was bullying her, it just so happened that they caught it on camera happening. And the boys get suspended from the school. So I told her, I said, see, so that's their consequence. And then you move on. Now you move on to the next semester. You don't ever have to worry about seeing them again. You ain't got no clout. They ain't got no clout. And everybody,
And
you know,
nobody
move
get a
on
head
happy.
bust with a big
Nobody, nobody get a head bust. And you ain't have to burn no energy running. running you know what I'm
after
saying?
you bust down somebody head with a big rock coming, mother tell me,
Right.
okay, this is the third time? Okay, let me
Right,
look
because
for a rock.
but no, I have
Oh,
to,
you're right.
because they're small. You know, and I had to tell them like, you ain't gonna win no fight. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, you tiny. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could literally pick you up and throw you across the room. Like you ain't gonna win no fight. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be smart in how you fight back.
And that to me, you know what you just described? Rules of engagement.
Right.
And as somebody that was in the military, we couldn't just walk into Afghanistan, Iraq, see somebody that we thought was a threat, and because he bumped into us, I have the right to take out my M16 and shoot him.
Right.
There was rules of engagement. So first, you have to verbally tell the man something.
Right.
If somebody invading your space, you got to verbally say, "Hey, stop."
Right.
If he ain't stopping, then you get your weapon and put it at the ready. Ready mean you point your weapon. If he still ain't stopping and he coming towards you and he's causing a threat, fire one shot to the left or the right of him. And if that don't work, and you do all those things, and this man clearly coming at you to cause you harm, then you eliminate the threat, right?
Right.
So what Sony just described is rules of engagement, and that's a form of conflict resolution.
Yeah.
You check. There has to be some type of rule, some type of recourse, some type of way before we get to the the physical part of it. We gotta talk to our children. Them. It can't just be he hit you, so hit them back.
Yeah.
You
So
check?
I gotta tell Amira them like right now, like she went on a skiing trip. So now that she's starting to like go on these things without us and like be spaces and places. Watch the spaces you put yourself in and watch the places you pour yourself in. Right? Because what a lot of people like to do is they know that they ain't into no vibes, but they're gonna put themselves in a place that have a lot of vibes going on. And then when something happened to them or a hater do something to them or somebody with a low IQ do something to them, it's like, me never do nothing. I don't even know why are you
There.
in that place?
Yeah.
Okay, spaces. Why do you have these friends? Why are you around these people? Okay, use a cool, measured, calm girl.
Yeah.
You need to find cool,
Cool,
measured, calm girl
friends.
to be
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Don't be with this ratchet girl
Yeah.
and this girl who
Yeah.
always in trouble and then you want to know why this person knocked you, but you ain't never tell her nothing. Like, you control the environment that you decide to be in. And whatever, because, bro, the environment that I decided to be in is why things came at me the way
Yes,
they came at me
facts,
and the problems
facts,
came at me.
facts.
If the company I keep, the people that I choose to be
Facts.
friends with, and I ain't complaining about it.
yeah.
I
You
already
just-
had no.
yeah.
Like, I hanging with these
Man,
dudes.
so this is what gonna come with it, and I gotta be ready for it.
I gotta be ready.
Facts.
You don't want them problems.
Yeah.
Why you going there? You know what I
Facts,
mean? Like,
facts.
why you in Crush?
Facts. Facts.
Complaining about how...
Somebody grab your ass. You know what I mean?
Amira, listen, bro. They have these type of dudes and have these types of dudes.
Yeah.
These types of dudes to you don't look appealing to you because they're not being glamorized.
Yeah.
These types of dudes, it's like candy.
Yeah.
Candy ain't good for you.
Yeah.
It's glamorized.
Right. Yeah.
Broccoli not glamorized.
Yeah.
But good for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why you getting tricked? Don't
Yeah.
get tricked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I glad I able to like hold these reasonments
Yeah.
without you check
Yeah.
and not to say like she ain't going to have a hiccup.
Yeah.
But
what'll be good for them hiccups is when they hear, oh shit, daddy did say that.
that's another thing I tell her. I don't have a problem with you doing anything wrong. I have a problem with how you respond to me when I tell you that it's wrong.
Yeah.
If you mess up, you mess up.
Yeah.
Bro, I running red lights today. Still. You know what I mean? I still doing wrong. I still breaking the rules. All of us, one way, shape, or the other. So
yeah.
I can't be mad at you for being a human being. But if I's your guiding light, my girl, when I show you this vibes, trust what I tell you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, that's all it is. You know, they're gonna mess up, bro. No matter how much time you tell them,
Facts.
they're gonna mess up. But how you respond to criticism, how you respond to me showing you vibes is gonna let me know. And that happened with me and adults. I showing you something, you catching an attitude, like I can't tell you nothing.
Yeah.
You know what type of person you're gonna end up being?
Yeah.
You're gonna get run over.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
99% of the time, you're gonna get used up, abused up,
Yeah.
because you can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Your
mean?
ego so big that you ain't listening to what somebody telling you.
yeah.
Somebody telling you don't cross the street because you're gonna get knocked down, and you watching them crazy. Like, don't tell me what to do. and then you cross anywhere and get hit by a car. But you said something earlier when you talk about the spaces, right? And the environments. And I want to say something. With willpower, right? The environment would always win over willpower. So you could be the most fit person that eating the best foods and all of that. If you hang around nothing but junk food eaters every day now, every day, not just a day where you pass and like, no, you know what I mean, eating that chocolate because, you know, but if you there every single day, every day, that's the environment you eat. You trying to eat healthy, but people eating junk food all around you, you're going to say, yeah, man, give me a fry. You're going to say, his wheels already rolling.
Like, I use it like the living example. Like, I all day, me smoking, you know. Soon as I go by my cousin's house, I smoke it.
Yep.
Like, if he ain't got no weed, me buy no weed.
Yeah, they're telling you.
But as soon as I get around my partner, then my bun I roll, they get weed in abundance.
Environment.
But it's a real thing.
Environment is stronger than willpower.
It is.
That's like somebody that's a recovering crack addict or alcohol. They would be fine in every environment. They have the willpower. If they have an urge to smoke crack again or drink again, they like, you know what, I good, I don't need that, I knock it. But get them in a crack house again. Get them in a bar again. Repeatedly, consistently. They're going to break because environment is always going to overpower willpower. So you have to make sure that you are in the right environments that align with the results that you want your life to have.
Right. And that's why I forced Amira to do sports, you know. I let her pick her own sports. When I wanted her to be, it's so crazy because as a boy dad, as a girl dad, I look at my dad and I be like, you gonna be fat. You don't do nothing. You don't already gain. Like, but I like, Giselle, I swear, like, I don't know what to say, my girl, because I go in song harsh. I don't want to be insensitive. Yeah. She's a girl.
How do you say?
So I say thing like, hey, you should join sports. You know what I mean? Because I want her to get active. I don't want her to, like, sit down and keep, like, I'm not as tall as us, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she look like almost like about to be a grown woman. So I'd be like, you got to join. So she end up joining lacrosse. But I tell her, like, see, when you join a sport, you going to see different type of individuals. And you're going to see who you gravitate to. You're going to see, because she different than me. Mm-hmm. Me, I was out in front. Yeah. Right? So, in being out in front, there's really no example in her. Use the example. You out in front. Yeah. She playing it back. Yeah. So, she watching what type of vibe she don't want to be in. Yeah. And what vibe. So, it good for her. Yeah. And Maya out in front. Yeah. You check? And I'd be telling her, Maya, yo, you out in front. Yeah. Your friend them following you. Yeah. So either you gonna be a good leader or you gonna lead them into like all kind of weirdo stuff that they ain't supposed to be in. Yeah. Watch how you carrying yourself. These girls are following you. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Amira, you ain't out in front, you playing it back, figure out what it is you want to do. You know what I mean? And teaching her like when to assort herself and like not assort herself and remain humble. Amaya not humble. Mm-hmm. Amaya gonna let you know she is that girl. Yeah. I am that girl. Amira gonna be asking you, I don't know if these people like me. I'll be like, don't worry, they're gonna like you soon. Yeah. You gonna, I'd be trying not to say it, but I'd be like, you gonna fall out, them boys gonna come. Mm-hmm. Just
take your time.
Take your time. Don't worry, don't look to they coming. Yeah. Trust me, boys coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I just want them to feel comfortable being able to reason with me. They know this. The cool thing about it is, like I said, man, they know when I mean going for something. Yeah. They know when their father ain't really rocking with it. Yeah. You check? And they don't want to disappoint me. That's the part I love about it. In their mind, and I say this all the time on the internet, man. You don't care about our parents. That's why I be doing all the stripping and stuff I be doing. Yeah. I don't care about them. I don't care what they think. Yeah. I don't care if you're embarrassing them. Yeah. You don't care. That's why you that move and carry yourself the way you that carry yourself. Facts. I wasn't embarrassing my mother because I had no internet, bro.
They don't care about the parents, or they're too selfish and care too much about the self and what other people think about them that they forget what the parents instill in them.
That's another way you could. That's another way you could spin it too, and I could say that because I didn't care. Yeah. If I had cared, I wouldn't have been in some of the things I was in. Yeah. Because then it's not like my mother ain't popular or my father ain't popular. Yeah. So if I get in trouble, they're going to be like, yeah, that's Red Man's son. That's Letitia's son. Like, you know what I mean? So obviously, coming up, my action showed that I didn't care, or I cared more about what my friends thought trying to fit in a certain space. Yeah. So now I speaking from a place of experience, not from a place like I was perfect and I telling you how to move. Like, bro, I'm telling you right now, you dishonoring the principles your parents used to guide you up.
Yeah.
You on the internet talking about all kind of wild sucking Charlie and your stomach out and your father could see
Jesus
this.
Christ,
My
man.
father,
This
my
going
father,
on YouTube, you know.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Your
Beep
father
it.
couldn't see
My
when you were
father
making
couldn't
those posts
see.
about sucking Charlie and things.
No, Rema can't see them stuff. Rema
Damn,
don't even
Kai,
care about
like-
it. Kai turn around and do it, right?
I was trying to walk
Yeah,
in
he want-
it.
he wants to do that.
Yeah, he turned right around and
Yeah,
just
let's
fall right off the deep
Yeah, like
end.
just beep it. You know what I mean?
But go ahead.
Apologies to the sponsors.
Sorry,
you know what I mean?
guys.
But if we like, the reason why I want my daughter them close to me and being open with me is because it is my duty as a father to help them pick a spouse.
Yeah.
I feel like in today's society, a lot of parents not involved in the process because children want to do things in the dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to pick who you want to pick in the dark, and then when it all blow up, you want to come crying about, oh, this dude or this. But if you want to involve me, and I could have see the dude, hey, yo, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You might like him, but hey, like, watch how he moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I build a trust with him. Naturally, now 9 times out of 10, you ask a girl to do that in today's society with her daddy, like, I don't want my father in my business, and okay, well, then suffer.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody know more about man than he.
He, exactly.
He gonna tell you exactly how he moving.
Facts.
He gonna tell you, oh, that's how he moving.
Facts.
I telling you right now, whether you like it or not, this is what will happen with partner.
Yeah.
You check? And it's not like exactly going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's more likely to happen going after.
That type
There's
of
no way in the world you telling me you looking for a husband, but you frequenting Crush. DJ, you know I love you, bro. Camera right here, I love you. I don't have nothing against Crush. I just using it as an example. Crush is a great place, opening soon. That's my bedroom.
Large up Crush.
Large up Crush. Just using it. It's popular nightclub, using it as an example.
Yeah.
There's no way you're looking for your partner in these events.
Yeah.
It can't be, bro.
Yeah.
Them dudes ain't frequent.
Yeah.
We going there to drink, smoke weed, see if we could get some at the end of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
We ain't going there looking for a queen.
Yeah, exactly.
So why you think you going to find partner and they buy you a couple of drinks, you like your chain, he's a smooth talker, you give him a number, he look handsome, and then what you think supposed to happen after that?
Yeah.
You think he just, he going back Crush to look for another one. He fishing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I try and be involved with my daughter. I'm not trying to control what they do, but just to like, yo, you gonna do what you do. But I just, as a coach,
It's my input.
I just telling you, like, yo, based off of my experience, yo, these dudes, Daddy, you don't know why. I don't have them children. You don't know what you talking about.
Yeah.
I have the children that'll be like, what you think, Pops?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She tell me to do what Asian are like. I don't really know nothing about Asian dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ain't gotta like see what going on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
When she come and tell me she like a dude, I say, tomorrow he might come to school and don't like you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You're a child. He's a child. He don't got no responsibilities. You don't got any responsibilities. You just, children and guiding them for sparks.
Yeah.
Don't take this part serious.
Yeah.
If you take this part serious as a girl, by the time you turn 25, you are going to hate men.
Man, facts.
Because none of these men between now and 25, for the most part, is going to do anything correct.
Yeah.
And you're so invested in this love and being a girlfriend and all these things, you're going to get crushed within 15 and 25.
Right,
and then when you really want it to happen, you're done discombobulated, your mind done feel like you're tricked and you're gone. So just cool. Just enjoy the life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You going to know when the time is time, like based on what you want and the principles that I put on it. Because the principles I give you, that don't mean you can't add principles on top of that.
Yeah.
It's just the foundation.
Exactly.
You go build a
You
house.
build on
I'm just
top of
giving
it,
you the foundation. And like, if you stay within these guidelines right here, your chances of success in either of these things you want to go through is going to increase.
Definitely. So it's wild because you're a girl dad and I'm a boy dad.
Right.
Like all boys.
Right.
You check? My oldest son is 14. So
We make children the same time?
my son born 2009, January 2009.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm born July 2009. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Older than Amira?
Okay, are you giving out date of births now?
Huh?
Are you giving out date of births?
No, we just did a date.
They just did
a
a
month.
month
We
and
just
yeah.
did a month.
Month and yeah.
Yeah, just July.
Yeah, man,
Yeah, I
January.
didn't know that. That's crazy.
That's dope. So yeah.
Just make sure ain't on the I password, okay?
No, Sonny.
No, it's not.
Only you do that. that's why you
No,
took
I don't-
offense
I
to
don't
giving.
do
Oh,
that.
you see how it makes sense? That's why
I
she's
don't
like,
do
I
that.
put that information out.
Yeah.
That's all my passwords.
Hey,
no, Sonny.
that's what I
Chat
do.
about the
That's
game,
what I do.
everything right now.
Chatbot a hacker high five.
yeah.
You know she's still a high five.
Yeah. Okay. See what's going on here.
Oh yeah, so my son, he in 9th grade now, he going central. You know, he into like how I was at that age, you know, shoes and clothes and, you know, sharp boy now. So the girl, and he handsome dude.
Right.
You know, he mother Trini, father black, so
Thank God he mother Trini boy. Go ahead.
he look just like his father. Ask everybody. He look the splitting image of his father, okay? You better thank God them children look like Khadija, you hear me? But anyways, so yeah, so he ain't as vocal
Right.
with me throughout the process.
Right.
But after whatever happened, that's when he talked to me.
Right.
And I trying to get him out and I'm like, man, boy, you could talk to me while it happening. You know?
Yeah,
I might help you navigate a little bit better.
Right.
You know, so he had this girl, like, I ain't putting any business out there. He had this one girl that he had like, well, they used to deal or whatever. And then
Right.
one day she decided, like, you live too far from me. Or some
Right.
stupid reason as to why.
Right.
So he had like, he wasn't distraught. He wasn't sad. He was confused. He's like, but what be like, how yesterday we were good and then today it's
Right.
like, and I tell him the same thing you just said, like, bro, everybody, you know what, you age, everybody just trying to figure it out.
Right.
You try to figure out who you like. You ain't even know who you like for sure.
Right.
You might like she like me back. Okay, I guess we like each other.
Right.
So then at some point in time, you're gonna realize you might not like her that much, she might not like you that much.
Yeah.
Or it just might be somebody else she like her, and she like, okay, I can't like two people. So it's like I just saying, bro,
Right.
at this point in time, you can't take it personal.
Can't.
Take it to heart. Whatever it is you're going through at this point, just leave it roll off. Life is fine, my boy. Telling you, you got nothing to worry about.
I hear my cousin daughter at 15 years old talking about, I hate men. I was like, what?
15.
He's 15. Like, what
What you know
mean,
about man?
Man and boy. Like, why you hate them? Like, what? They're children.
Facts.
They're going to do the same thing you
You
do.
do,
Like,
exactly.
I just need to understand, like, just have fun, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
when I was in high school, them girls were taking my relationship, them girls were taking it so serious. And I was like, do I just try and go home and play some I used to tell Sony, like,
I used to wonder how
I
them
used
girls are like you. Like,
love me, man.
like I used to be like,
They
she
call
don't
my
go
grandmother
here.
house. Like, they'd be like, you gonna be home at 5 o'clock? I'd be like, yeah. And they downstairs playing basketball. So when you gonna answer the phone? To him in here. Like, what you call? Like, I don't know why they were so in tune with like a relation. Like, what was so important?
Important, yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
You check, but that's probably why younger girls like older men.
Yeah.
Because girls probably done more mature.
Yeah.
And that older dude probably are more mature. And their level for
Yeah.
what they looking for. And them
Yeah.
young dudes like me, you still playing around.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Outside getting sweaty, he ain't bathing when we come home. Like, why? You know what I mean? So
Facts.
I can understand it, but like I just keep the I want them to have the relationship with their mother more. I'd
Yeah.
be telling them, like, you should go like talk to
Your
like,
mother.
no. I'd be like, just
Try it.
she know things that I don't know.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? I need you to like try forge that relationship
Mm-hmm.
with her. But of course, you know, I know it could be difficult for a woman
Yeah.
to talk to her daughter
Daughter,
about woman stuff
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want them to grow up. I'd be more afraid about my training. I'm getting a license.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And get crap. I don't be worried about boys. I'd be worried about like, is you gonna be texting and driving?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a call in the middle of the night. You crash someplace.
Yeah.
You out drinking and somebody slip something in your drink.
Yeah.
Like, yo, just check yourself.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can't slip nothing in your drink at the museum, Amira. Hang on at the museum. Go to like a
Go to the
pig.
library.
Yeah, go
It's
to like
super
a
hard
pig.
raising girls now. I feel like when we were young growing up, we had music that was like, I wanna love you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't really sing, but it was like, yeah, I wanna love you, I wanna be with you. Ooh, you know, I wanna go to the mall with you, I wanna spend money on you. Now the music is like women demeaning women like doing crazy stuff to other women, just watching my daughter look at reels and stuff on social media. I'm like, this, like, I understand. Like, I understand why her and her friends are kind of leading down the path they're leaving, and I have to pull them back in.
Pressure.
Because it's the pressure, yo. And it's like,
relentless.
they're relentless.
Reel after reel.
It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I
crazy.
have to wear these eyelashes, you know, to make myself look good. I feel like I have to, you know, have these cowlick edges going down the side of my face because, you know, like that's it. I feel like I have to refer to this girl as, you know, a bitch because, you know, like this is the thing. Like, hey, twin, like what?
Yeah.
Like it is super hard because it's like they don't have the role models that we used to have. You know what I'm saying?
And we didn't have this thing called social media. We didn't have this pressure, man. We could have wear outfits over and over. Nobody had care. If nobody see you, you ain't wear it. No, if you're on the internet with it, it's like, oh, that's just a small example of the pressures that these young girls especially facing.
How did that fit in is through social media.
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? That's how did that fit in.
No, when people go
How
to
we
events,
used to fit in is what you are bringing to the table. Oh, you walking Wendy's? Use our boy.
exactly.
Oh,
we
you got
we
girls?
pull it up. I read that closing.
You gave me enough to open the back door cinema one.
Man,
He with
his
us.
family.
You know what I mean?
His family.
Like you had to like, what you to do? You know what I mean? Like you got skill. You can help all of us with our homework.
Facts.
Like, no, it's just appearances and stuff. I might have to wear nails, and I swear I tell her all the time, I'm like, listen, go read up on point on and press ons. You're gonna make your nail bed weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just feel like I don't want to have them conversations with you.
Yeah.
I think your mom should have
have
those
them, yeah.
conversations with you.
Yeah.
But I don't do it regardless. But
No, you should have those conversations with her
Right.
because it helps coming from a man's perspective.
Right.
Like when I tell because I had Jasmine talk to you talk to
Right.
Jasmine like my girls, and I don't have no shame because I believe in raising kids with a village,
With a
right?
village, right. That's
yeah,
the next thing.
absolutely. So if they're constantly hearing it from me, like why I was saying earlier, they constantly hearing it from their mom. They think their mom is
Is
the
the
worst
bad guy,
is
yeah.
the bad guy, the worst person in the world. It does really help, especially when they have a perspective from a man figure, a
Right.
father figure in their life, telling them like, listen, this is what he really doing to you, you know.
Right.
Like you don't know. Like this is
Right. So I'll be telling her like, yo, like get the nails a breather, like maybe you wear them this time and then get like 2 weeks later nails, you know, catch yourself, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I'll be on TikTok looking for all kind of things to learn stuff. So I could tell them like, hey, listen, bro, like don't do that here.
Yeah.
That ain't it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and maybe when they get older, my voice might not matter.
Yeah.
But I just hope that it echoes.
Yes.
When they stop listening to me verbally, like, okay, Dad, you 50 now, you old. Stop it.
Yeah.
I hope it's just echoing in their head. Because certain things, when I about to do it, I'd be like, yeah, man, let's make Red Man look away. You know what I mean? Me involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Red Man he ain't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Check.
And that's, you have mentioned that earlier, the disappointment. And that's a big deal. Sometime, right? When our kids see the disappointment
Right.
that we have in them, it's more effective than the anger, you know.
Yeah.
So when we come in to them and we matter, they just shut down. They'll be like, he making noise again. But when you come to them and like, yo, like what you do that for? Like, man, I so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
And then that disappointment will ring off in their head whenever it is they're in a similar situation where they have the opportunity to not disappoint or disappoint your parents. They'll be like, you know what? Last time I had disappoint pops, that didn't feel good.
That's why the early years is important.
Yes.
Because originally, they're looking validation from you first.
Yes.
You're the only person they know.
You got care about you to disappoint you.
Exactly. So if in the early years when they're seeking validation from you and they're seeking, you know, some type of response from you about something and you're just too aggressive,
Yeah.
man, teen years come, they don't tune you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they ain't
So-
hearing nothing that you saying.
and-
Everything
and
is
yeah.
falling on deaf ears because you just to be.
And so listen, Amira I watching Amira grades and Amira like I looking at the grades, I like, what going on? Like in the first marking period you were good. Second marking period I just seen a bunch of red. And she was like, man, I was so motivated to start high school and then like I lose motivation. You know what I mean? The reason I can't snap is because you're being honest to me about what you're going through.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell her straight up before, like, everything in life is ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
I expect you to go down. I don't expect you to keep that straight line.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to do nothing that I was incapable of doing.
Yeah.
The problem I had with my mother was she used to make it appear to me like she never fucked up.
Yeah.
Never, sorry, beep. she
Never
never
messed up.
screwed up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, you perfect. I don't even really, I know you imperfect.
And I was just about to say, so now when you see the imperfections in them, you start to judge them as hypocrites.
Right.
I know their words are falling on deaf ears. And even so, is shit that stuff that they're telling you that you need to hear.
Right.
But in your head, it's coming from somebody who you deem as a hypocrite.
Right.
So me want to hear nothing.
I don't want to hear nothing.
So whatever
you
it
say.
is you trying to save me from, or they me trying to hear your mouth because you's a stone hypocrite.
Right.
And that's why we gotta be honest with our kids, encourage our kids to be honest with us, have these honest conversations, and deal with them as such. We can't just be saying the same. You know what I hate to hear, my boy? When you tell a child do something and they say why, and you say, do as I say, don't ask me no questions.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That'll drive me crazy. Let me preference my comments. Why? Because one time we were driving and my son was leaning on the door, whatever. I said, son, stop leaning on the door. And then he like stopped for a second and then he start again. I said, son, we're on the highway now. Stop leaning on the door because that door might pop. The door might get unlocked, it might get hooked up in the thing, it might pop open, you're going to fall out and you're going to roll on the road behind on the highway and then a car behind, they're going to run you over and smash you in pieces. Stop leaning on the door.
Right.
Oh, okay. The man stop leaning on the door. We have to explain to our kids why we want them to do the things we want them to do. Not just shut up and do it. Because now you're dealing with kids that don't have an understanding as to why. They're just doing this thing because you tell them to do it. They don't understand why. When they turn into adults, guess what? My mother used to tell me something, right? Yeah. When I was young. If I had hamburgers, if I had like a McDonald's, you know McDonald's was a delicacy back in the day. Yeah. So, hey, man, we
back in the day?
Shit. Oh, God. This is King McDonald's.
King McDonald's. Delicacy back in the day.
But it's
a delicacy, no.
But anyway, so if I had McDonald's all year in the day, right? And I had a cheeseburger or whatever. At night, I'd be like, Mommy, we could go back to McDonald's? She'd be like, no. I think, man, I want McDonald's. She'd be like, listen, your belly gonna hurt you if you eat hamburgers twice a day.
Right.
My mother, boy, I was a whole adult still thinking I can't eat a hamburger 2 times a day because my stomach go hot.
Boy, Letitia never tell me that.
But you know what I'm telling you?
Eat them Big Macs as much as I want.
So like in my adulthood, my boy,
Right.
and then he mentioned it to one of my partners. I'm like, man, I had a hamburger all day. I can't eat that next one. They're going to hurt my stomach. You were like,
what?
What frat you talking, man? That makes sense?
Yeah, that don't make
and I'm
sense.
like, wait, that don't make sense for real. You check. So we have to really explain to our children them like why they're doing certain things. And me saying, right, if you get a child and you tell your child, do something, pick up your clothes off the ground, why? No, of course that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
Of course, so don't take my comment and try to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let's be real. But if you're telling your child, don't go down here, tell him, man, why you don't want him go down there.
Right.
You check? You can't just be like, yo, don't do this. You just want, you want a soldier that's going to march and don't ask no questions. And then he going to turn into a man. And it's going to be hard for him to navigate into this world because he don't understand why he's doing a lot of the things he's doing.
So my breakthrough that it come from, we had moved, I forgot the name of the place in Pennsylvania. Me, my girlfriend at the time, and my children, we had moved to this townhouse. And this is when I first started leaving my children, like go outside and play by themselves. I had a second phone. I put a timer on it. I say, because you know, now you're training them outside in America. When you aim for America, it's tough. Because you don't know nobody wrong here. They disappear. You don't even know where to stop. So I gave her a timer. I said, look, just text me. Every time this timer go off, reset the timer so you know to text me. And every time she do it right, I extend the time and the time and the time. So, bro, when she come back the next day, she was like, I want to show you what we do. No, Kyle. If that mother had known where these children wander after,
gosh.
I'd have never seen them children again. Amira leave the neighborhood, cross a stream through a shortcut. This is me following her, you know, but the whole time when I following her, she telling me, like, jump over this. They have a log right here. Like, jump over this log and, like, watch your head. And you can't step in the stream here because then your foot is too deep. You got to go on these rocks.
Like a whole adventure.
I like, wow, you was like 7. You went all the way. Thank God you make it back.
You should take a camping.
We so used to being outside and wandering.
Yeah, bro.
For me, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
all the way down John Bruce at 7
Bro.
years old on bikes.
And bike.
You know what I mean?
Stay in front of the building. Kyle and Dwayne,
We
stay in front of the
gone.
building. Okay.
We hours away.
We jam bruise, you know. In
what I mean?
in morning, big shot and shot.
Yeah, like gone, like we gone, like they ain't looking over the porch. Pew. So when she come back home, I like, listen, I never been with how you just been.
Yeah.
But when you are taking me, I listen to everything you say because you went there, you been there. This is life. When I telling you something, it's because I've been there.
Yeah.
I just in like when it come to bowling, I is the guardrails. I ain't bowling for you.
Yeah.
I just had to make sure you don't go in the gutter.
Facts.
Okay, so that's when it clicked for her. Like I don't listen to my father.
Yeah.
'Cause I went. My father ain't tell me nothing.
Yeah,
he
let
just
me-
follow
he
everything I tell him to do. This is poison. Because the little white boy them who she was with were telling her these things.
Yeah.
This is poison
And
ivy.
yeah.
Don't rub up on this. So
Yeah.
I was like, just follow it.
Yeah.
So when we come back home, she done bed. I sit her down, we watching movie. Like, yo, you saw I just follow everything you say. Just because I never been through that before, and I know you've been through it. So I just was following your directions in life. When I showing you vibes, it's because I done been through certain things before. I ain't been through everything. I never had a period.
Yeah.
I never gonna get a period. I never gonna date a man.
Yeah.
Just never gonna go through certain things. But the certain things we similarly going to go through as human beings, and I just try and show you how to navigate these things. It's not because I don't want you to do it. It's not because I don't think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's because I just know on the other end that you don't know right now.
Yeah.
I want you to try to trust me more when I showing you vibes and not feel like I try and stop you from doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
If I tell you, if your mother tell you don't go on TikTok, it's because she's telling you predatorial things on TikTok, and they have also other things on TikTok that going to change and alter the way
think.
she try and show you how to grow.
Yeah.
The internet is 24/7. Your mother voice is only when you are awake.
Yeah.
So you're going to be hearing the internet more than you hear her voice.
yeah.
You're going to start to lean towards stuff on the internet before you lean towards her voice.
Yeah.
And she's trying to carve it with how you leaning, towards more of her voice.
Yeah.
So it's just these little things. I tell them all the time, when you do something wrong, it's just an opportunity for me to teach you.
Yeah.
I don't be really upset. Like I said before, it's just how you receive it and how you act when I'm telling you is what going to frustrate me.
Yeah.
If you start to act like, you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
and they don't roll their eyes and stuff like that. But you know what I mean. If you start to act like that, then you don't want to see me get mad.
Exactly.
That's what I be telling my daughter. Them like, your mother mad and my mad is two
Too
different.
different. I tell my
You
son
gonna
them
die when I'm mad. Okay,
tell
you
my
gonna
son
wish
them
that I had never get mad.
Yeah, exactly.
You could survive that one.
Yeah.
This one you can't survive.
I ask
ain't
my
gonna do
son, I
nothing.
say, my boy,
You ain't gonna do nothing.
You don't have a better time.
I know, right? Stone
You really ain't
So
gonna do
close,
nothing.
right?
You're gonna be like,
Fuck up.
But who? Hey, when I talking like that, you know, call them out.
I hope they don't watch this episode, because you're in
They
trouble.
don't watch it. They don't watch Caribbean Currency podcast.
But it's different, 'cause I get boys.
Right.
They check. If I had a girl, I'd probably been the same way. But if I get boys, so when I talk, and the man ain't listen, I gotta be like, listen, no, the man, like, you like laughing and joking with me, right? Or you like me being a skunt? Like, which one you prefer?
Right.
You check, because really and truly, the father that you gave, it's up to you. You know?
It's up to you.
It depends on what it is you do. If you want to have, just do it. That's simple, you know. Do what it is you gotta do, my boy. That's life in a nutshell. Once you do what it is you gotta do, then you can enjoy life. But you can't be out here trying to enjoy life and you ain't deal with the simple stuff that you gotta deal with. Get your mother making a bunch of noise. So again, ain't no one way to parent.
Right.
Whatever, we just say this a lot. My father do it to me, so I know it work. I had this is a whole nother conversation. We probably won't go down this rabbit hole.
Right.
But beating our children, that's a whole
Right.
nother thing, right? Me per se, I'm not a big fan of it because my voice is strong, because of the
Right.
relationship I have with my children and where I could talk to them and I could explain to them why I don't want you doing that. It's to the point where I don't got clobber them.
Right.
But it'll have time where I might got hooks up my son a little bit because the man remember who I is. You check? But one of the stupidness I used to hear is like, beatings are effective. My father used to beat me and all of us come out good. So it'll work. He could tell you.
You ever had beating your girlfriend? No.
This is what I'm telling you. That's like,
That's your
are
response
you doing
to
this?
everything is to be
Beat.
like aggressive.
You teaching your child when he upset and he can't get his way or somebody disappoint him to beat them.
So how I would say
That's
this is why
that's slavery mentality.
this is why masculinity in a sense is need to be present in the household. I don't like when Khadija beat them. I ain't wrong.
Yeah.
And for some reason, children that test their mother.
Mother more,
I
yeah.
tested my mother.
Yeah.
I stress him.
Yeah.
Like my intentions was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna stress you out.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't like you.
Yeah.
You don't talk crazy.
Yeah.
You don't listen. You just have this real authority. So my mentality was like, I gonna heal up after you beat me. And tomorrow, I promise you're gonna get beat me
Again.
You check because that was my mission. You check, boy. When I see women beating children, sometimes I against it. But I could kind of like understand because they don't have the force.
Yes.
I had a meme going around on Facebook. Kinda like, me going in my bed. Father come walking around the corner, shoot. Hop in the bed, silence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That don't mean the mother don't have no authority, you know, but he could, it's just something you could smell. So children that test mothers more.
Yeah.
And mothers, she done cook, she clean, how at that point of time, she done at her wit's end.
Yeah.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Cool, look, I mean, really got no more time for you right
So
now.
I
You know what
never,
mean?
I don't tell my baby mother don't beat my son.
Right.
I don't like what she'd be like, she call me, right? And then listening, and I'll be like, I don't have that problem. They don't listen to me. They need to see you crazy. You don't show them that you crazy. You don't show your children to fear you. And what I mean by that is me clap them up, but like you got to show them one day. I don't know if you remember, well, I ain't want to call his name, but I had a partner used to come in the ghettos. He wasn't from the ghettos, right?
Right.
And he used to come in there, and that man on the top used to mess with him all the time, like wrestle him, just doing dumb heck. And one day, Roy, you tell him, like, listen, you gotta get dirty with these man one time.
Yeah.
So they could leave you alone. You can't just be taking it. So as a parent, you got to assert that force and show your children them you ain't the one to be played with. And then after you do that, it should be smooth sailing, should be smoother sailing. But just beating your children because your mother them used to beat you and your father used to beat you and da and you just passing that on, I ain't a fan of that.
Right.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, like what parents sometimes I fail to realize and they don't want to accept is that 9 times out of 10, your children them patterning after you. So I sit down in the bed, they don't bed, and be trying to tell them ready them to go bed, and it's like, big man, you ain't even bed, dog. Like, why you even telling me to go bed for that? And I had to realize, like, oh, are you listening to me? Okay, cool. All right, I will bed. I done bed then.
Yeah.
Like, what are you dealing with?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be up all night washing these dishes. I done bed already.
Yeah,
Like, hurry up, you know what I mean? So I used to bark, and then barking wasn't working. So I used to say, listen, this okay, this is what I gotta do. I gotta set the day up. You know what I mean? I gotta pull little nuggets in the day for them, and I gotta pull the chores and the things I might want them to do in the day for them. And then I gotta be consistent with it.
Yes.
I can't think like I'm gonna do this here for 3 days and then they're gonna figure it out.
No.
I've been living for 39 years. I ain't figure it out.
Yeah.
So I just have to start to. A lot of times, parents don't really like evaluate the self and hold the self accountable to certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My daughter them, I be on the phone, we be FaceTime, and I rolling weed, I puff with my daughter them be like, your lungs gonna turn black. Your lungs gonna turn black. You're gonna die. You know what I mean? Like, and I'd just be ignoring them. And I'd be like, whatever, man. I do this here forever. They ain't black now. Plus, eyes red, man. They going to stay red. If my daughter them start to smoke weed, who fault it for?
Exactly.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, right? How do you, like, Kyle, with you being an entrepreneur, Dwayne, you being a public figure, how do you define success for your kids? And, like, what is it you have in place lined up for them to become successful? Like, especially with, you know, what we see in the culture now, because it's hard raising a child now, right? We just talk about that. With a lot of different things that they exposed to now that we were never exposed to. So it's new to us, and then, you know, us still trying to guide them. But how do you define success for your kids?
You go do it.
So, and this come from my father, right? Like you know, we touch about it, so when we talk about what our currency is, and like, you know, now that we're being financial literal and stuff like that, is just like success for my children is having a positive impact on whatever community that you live in. Do not think that having $1 million is a positive impact.
Facts.
Don't know. It's how the people that are around you, life is and moving, and how you affect them. Your partner might be a millionaire. You might not be, but he's a millionaire based off of the relationship he have with you, how you moving and how you help him be better. He better himself in the world. Now while leaving for them is like I tell a million amount of time, like you don't gotta do this music stuff and you ain't gotta do none of this entertainment stuff. But see this thing here, like I billing, that I pour all my time, my effort into, you gotta be a part of that some way, somehow.
Yeah.
You gonna either CEO, get reports,
Account
do
done,
not sell
something,
this
yeah.
for nothing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Be a part of it. If somebody else running it, if somebody else get a vision and you just want to go be a doctor and stuff like that in a school, you cannot give up what I built.
Facts.
Because then you have destroyed my legacy. My father didn't build nothing for me. Only thing my father built for me was a space in the community to thrive based on his personality and all the friends and how he move and touch the people I'm in the place and make it easier for me to be exactly who I is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And one thing that I always say too is like people that say money changes people, right?
Right.
Money don't change you. Money just highlights who that person was originally.
Right.
So if somebody was an asshole broke and they get rich, they still an asshole.
Facts.
Right? If somebody was selfish when they were broke and they get rich, they still a selfish person. You check?
Right.
So what I implement with my children is being a good person.
Right.
Being good, being true, being honest. You check? Because at the end of the day, once you have that foundation of honesty, truth, and being a good person, whatever you put out into the atmosphere, you're going to get it back. So you can't aspire to be successful as far as monetarily and all of these things before you check them boxes.
Right.
Because if you're a successful liar
right.
or a successful thief or whatever the case may be,
right.
we in trouble. So it kind of crazy because once they get them boxes checked, right, I'm going to talk to them about I have to leave something for I struggle coming up. My father and my mother didn't really leave much for me. They ain't had it to give me, right? Because the lack of financial literacy in that generation, right? And it's still current in this generation. So I try my hardest to try to provide and knowledge. Break that and give the knowledge. So I'm putting together this event called the Wealth Building Gala.
Right.
It's going to be in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, March 16th. I'm bringing on professionals from Atlanta to talk about off-island real estate investing. I'm bringing professionals in St. Thomas to talk about financial planning, life insurance, on-island real estate investing, and you name it. Guys, if you have a business, even if you don't have a business, if you have a good job, we need to start to secure our money and secure our future. So therefore, the struggles that we're going through right now as adults in the Virgin Islands, how hard it is to live there, our kids don't have to go through that struggle. And this is so important for the community because the things that we're going to be teaching and talking about at that event weren't taught to us when we were younger. It wasn't taught to our parents. But guess what? The folks that's on the island that's benefiting from our island, they knew. So at this point, here's an opportunity for you guys to get educated, to learn more about money, structure, all of that good stuff, investing and all of that stuff. So therefore, we could leave something. We could have a legacy that we leave behind for our kids so we could break these generational courses and we could be successful even after we gone. Right. So March 16th, I need you guys from my community to be in the building. Yacht Haven Grand 360 Harbor. See you there.
And that's a big, man, I just want to touch on this real quick. Like, I don't know what it was in the generations before me, and I hope it continue in the generations after me. But, it's so crazy because I remember when we were growing up, we grew up in a project, but in this project that we grew up in, most of us was family. Mm-hmm. So people used to be like, oh, you fighting over these public buildings that ain't yours. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, I'm not fighting for the public buildings, bro. Yeah. This is my cousin. Matter of fact, he my cousin, but that's my cousin.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, we all belong to each other. I'm not fighting for these buildings. Whether these buildings here or go, we is getting
exactly.
We is housing.
Facts.
So to see Tehran winning a Grammy,
Major.
I don't never really want a song cliche, but like it was major for us.
Major.
We really came up in them projects.
Major.
We had life was good for us as children, but looking back on it, like our parents really did the thing to keep us afloat.
Yeah.
To turn around to see you bring an event like a gala here, not to say nobody never did it before on the island.
Yeah.
But I know where you come from.
Yeah.
I know how many people lived in that apartment you are living in.
Yeah.
I know when you are living in Garden Street, how small that apartment was.
Facts.
I know how cousin Carol, what kind of job she was working, and how hard she had to work for it.
Yeah.
I see Shaggy sell out them food vans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see him do what he had to do, however he had to do it. It might have not look, but to see you come where you come now, to then present this gala and feed the people them information. I remember we were getting information from tourists where we were on a bit, getting money to get them directions.
Yeah.
It had Surf Club right across the street from grandmother house. We used to be in that bar. We learned like that.
Yeah.
We interacted with people like that.
Yeah.
So to see all of us and most of us in who Pressure, even what he named, just write a book. I just missed the name.
Billy
Bubbles.
Blaster. Yeah.
Billy Blaster write a book. That's a book.
Yeah.
You can't tell me Billy Blaster was going to write no book when I was coming up.
Exactly.
These is gone, man.
Yeah.
These are dope boys.
Yeah.
You got a book.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like to see us come out, like Pac said, it rose out of concrete. Like I proud of you know what I mean?
Barry Blash
making
too.
that Jabari Blash.
Nudge. Yeah.
I could name so much of us that come out in our generation that come out of these slums.
Yeah.
It's slums, bro. We just live in it, so it never felt
Felt
like
that way.
slums
Yeah,
to us.
yeah.
But it's slums.
Yeah.
And I ain't knocking it.
Yeah.
I just saying that's exactly what we come out of. So for me to have to go buy a suit and walk down this red carpet and watch you talk and give people information, people who ain't come out of what we come out of.
Facts.
Dope, man.
Facts.
Dope. So I pray the generation behind of us follow suit. I don't know what the generation before us do. I'm pretty sure they did great things as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I watching it. And it's easy to see how we get social media now. We're putting our stuff out there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But these are huge accomplishments, man. And these is
Appreciate
like
that.
people who impact in the community.
Definitely.
And in a major
And it goes back to
You know
what
what I
you
mean?
were saying, what you want for your kids. Impact,
impact.
man. We got to impact the community. We have to do something like add value. And I always say that add value. What's a value add? Don't just come around and saying, "Hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you teach me? Hey, can you? Hey, can you? Hey, can you?" What's your value add?
Your value add.
Like
man.
if you ain't adding value, if I get 15 people around me just asking me for this and this and this, nobody adding value. What's my obligation to tell you anything?
Right.
You know, what's my obligation to teach you anything?
Right.
So you have to you could ask these questions. Hey, Kyle, this is what I do. I do this, and I could add value here. I was wondering if you could help me with blah, 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 blah. No, it's a barter system. You add in value, and you can't tell me that everybody don't have something of value to add. We all do.
Yeah.
You just got to find out whatever that value add is and tap into it and add value to the community, man.
Right.
So I think that's it, right? Sony, how we looking?
We're looking good. Good conversation.
All right, man. So this was good, man. It ain't every time on the Caribbean Currency Podcast, as you know by now.
Right.
We're going to have a third guest. Sometime me and Redman going to just sit on here and rock out.
Well, the audience is our guest.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You
Shout
are
out
our guest.
To the people on social media for giving us the topics. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because we definitely have a topic today.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And fatherhood, we wanted to touch on that because we both fathers. We hope to have some outstanding women on here to give us some insight on motherhood.
Definitely.
At some point. 'Cause that's
Definitely.
important.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you got a lot of gender wars going on
Yeah,
on social
we
media.
don't get
and
into
some
that.
of it will be interesting and entertaining.
Yeah.
But no, man, we love women. Women love men.
Yeah.
We love each other.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we need that family nucleus to stay
Facts.
together. We
Facts.
need us to lean on each other.
Facts.
So it was an interesting topic, something that we both passionate about.
Definitely.
And thanks for just tuning in as always, man. Caribbean Currency Podcast. I'm wearing this brand T-shirt This is one of the better T-shirts that I've worn.
Yeah.
You know
Because
why?
sometimes you don't come in like you don't roll out of bed and just come, but you talking.
I do no. That's not what I mean. I mean
sorry.
the type of T-shirt. Like,
That's what you mean.
Quality.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, like, you just
My
be
bad.
hater. You know what I mean? Like this is one of the better T-shirts that come out of the Virgin Islands as far as like quality wise and stuff like that.
I think you
started
steal
to make
mine.
it wrong. I did not steal yours.
You sure?
Matter of fact, I gave the sweater away because it was too small. So I give it to a skinny person.
You sure that wasn't my sweater?
It was
I
not.
Can't find it.
I had the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out brand.
Yeah, shout out brand, man.
And if you would like for us to wear one of your
just
your
hit
brand,
us up, man.
Just hit us up.
Yep.
We make it happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Caribbean Currency. Like, share, subscribe. Very important, guys. Are you like this content? Are you loving what it is we're talking about? Are you loving the conversations? Just do me a favor. Simple. Like, share, subscribe.
And
right?
we appreciate all the support we have gotten thus far.
Love all the time. Caribbean Currency. We out. Peace.
Just need a big bag, a big bag. I'ma get it so fast, I'm so fast. And when I get that money, I'ma make that last. Caribbean Currency, we make that money last. We make it last. I just need a big